Hello, beautiful you. Welcome once again to my channel. As I promised you, I'm going to upload the second part of this look, which I did on my gorgeous clients. If you haven't watched the first part, I'm going to put the link in the description bar. So let's get right into it. So I'm starting by cleaning her face, and I'm using this micellar water from Garnier. It's an all-in-one micellar water, and I want to make sure that her face is thoroughly clean. Next, I'm going to be using the advanced snail cream from Cosa X, and I'm just going to apply this all over her face to just give her some moisture because she has really dry skin. Next, I'm going to be using this Hylamide hyaluronic based prismatic blurring surface finisher just to blow out all of her pores and to make sure that her face looks just as nice. So don't forget that your priming, your prep and priming of your face is very, very paramount when it comes to the longevity and also the way your makeup is going to show at the end of your makeup routine. So make sure you invest also in this and learn what actually works for your skin type. So next I'm going to be using the Pro Collagen Primer Touche Eclair from AVANT, and I'm just going to just put that all over her face. Okay, just like so. Now, make sure that, as I said, don't just copy, but actually use what actually goes for your skin. So next we are going in with the Rimmel London Stay Matte. Although she has dry skin, I decided to use this mattifying primer because we did this makeup very early in the morning and she had to have a long day, and that day was, so I wanted to make sure that her makeup was going to last. Anyway, I was already sure I had moisturized her face very well, and this entire combination will work for her. So make sure that you know what works for your skin, the type of day you're going to have. And finally, I'm going to end by using this gold drops, which I just put on her face. She just add a little more glow to her face to make sure that the entire look looks really nice and glowy. So that's the end with the face prep. And now we are going to jump into foundation application. Also, remember that once you apply each product, when it comes to prep and prime, let it dry out before you apply the next product. Don't forget that very important tip. Now we are going to jump into foundation, and I'm going to be using one of my favorite foundations, and that is from Dior. That is the Skin Glow. Forever Skin Glow from Dior. I love how moisturizing and glowy this foundation is and how it applies very, very smoothly to the skin. Now, I have a question for you all. Do you match your foundation to your face or to your neck? For me, I match my foundation to the neck. As you can see for my clients here, her face is a little darker than her neck. And if I did match her foundation to her face, then her face will be looking way, way, way darker than her neck. I really don't want that to happen. So always try to match your foundation to your neck, and feel free to apply a little bit to your chin and to your neck so it has a seamless flow from your head straight to your neck. So as you can see, I love applying foundation with a brush, and Real Techniques are my go-to brushes. But then again, I think brushes are things that you can actually get from anywhere at the time for a good price, from Amazon, Temu, Shein, or wherever. You really don't have to spend a whole lot of money when it comes to brushes or makeup sponges. So now I'm going to apply foundation under her eyes. And here I also use a foundation brush to apply that. But then again, I'm going to go in with a makeup sponge to just blend that in because I want that to really, really get into the skin. And it's at this point that I'm going to use a sponge to also make sure that the entire foundation really, really enters into her skin. So I'm using a sponge once again to apply her concealer because I really want that to get into her skin. I still do not want to see any harsh lines. Of course, I can still use a brush, but I'll end up with a sponge this time around to make sure it blends seamlessly into her skin, as you can see me do here. I'm using a color or two lighter than her skin tone in order to highlight the places that I want to be highlighted. I'm sure for most of my clients, this is probably the best part of our makeup session, when I'm simply patting in the product into the skin using the makeup sponge. For instance, my sister, who is my steady client, will tell me, please just add a pillow on my head. Let me relax and close my eyes because this is so therapeutic. This is so satisfying. So, my dear clients, every now and then, book yourself a makeup session because makeup is self care, it's self pampering, it's self love, it's everything nice and beautiful. And we are ready to do that magic for you. Now, on to the next part is I'm going to be applying concealer on her nose and on her forehead. And here I'm using a foundation brush to do that. And I'll later go in with a sponge to just blend that in into her skin once again. Listen, blending is your cardio. You have to make sure that you blend everything. Take your time and do this because you do not want any harsh lines. You want everything to look so seamless. You don't want to see concealer here, foundation here. Take your time and blend. Okay, I'm even still going back with a brush to just blend and make sure everything has a very, very smooth flow. That's what you want to do. Now we have face looking like this. I'm just going to lightly contour her nose, and I'm using this bronzer from Murphy. I love this very much, and I'm using a very small fluffy brush to just contour the sides of her nose. We are going for a very simple, natural looking look. So we are not doing anything too much, nothing too harsh. A very demure look. Now, with her nose slightly contoured, I'm going to now contour the sides of her face. So I'm using this brush again from Real Techniques, and I'm using a bronzer from Muffy. Don't worry, I'm going to list everything that I use in the description bar. I'm also going to add links to where you can purchase them. So you're just going to blend. I'm putting this under the chin or the forehead. I'm just going in a little bit on the nose again to just emphasize, make sure that everything, there's color back to her face and everything looks nice, just the way I want it. Next, I'm going to highlight her face, and I'm using Sasha Buttercup Setting powder, and I'm going to be using the MAC Mineralized Skin Finished in Deep Dark to brush off the setting powder which I had used. So I'm just going to be using a fluffy foundation brush to brush it all off, as you can see me do here. So I leave no place untouched. I'm blending out everything out, even the contoured areas, just because you do not want to have any harsh lines. Okay, that's what you want to do. So I know it looks like I'm applying too much pressure, but I'm not. It's just that it's on fast forward, and this is what it should look like. I'm going to now apply blush on her cheeks, and I went on to apply her highlighter. I also applied mascara and liner under her eyes. Unfortunately, you won't see that on this video because my battery died. But then again, don't forget to stay and watch part 3, where I'm going to show you how I did her lip color. Thank you so much for watching, and see you in part 3. Stay blessed. God bless you. Love you. Bye.